Hey guys, thank you for tuning in to another exciting episode of the Money Talk Show. You're here with your favorite financial advisor, Chris Beecher. Okay, so from our last video, I just want to say big up to everybody who has liked, who has subscribed, and who has shared the channel and even commented. Really appreciate it. On the road to 1,000 subscribers. And this is a special request. So the topic today is about my watch collection. And it's really coming off the last video where I said that I was the type of guy to just go in and just, make a random purchase on a watch. That's my guilty pleasure. And I love watches a lot. So I want to share with you some of my collection of watches that I have here up to this time. And I'm going to share with you why I actually stopped buying budget luxury watches, because I want to be a heavy hitter in the watch game one day, and I actually want to own, definitely Rolex or Audemars Piguet. I am a fan of Jacob & Co. Yes, I know that Patek Philippe is one of the big four, and Richard Mille is one of the big four, but I don't really like Richard Mille watches for the shape of the face and the dials. I'm a classic rotund watchman, and I like classic round timepieces. You're not going to find a lot of square or tank pieces in my collection. You're not going to find a lot of bust down pieces. I like my watches to be, tasteful, elegant, but still has a touch of pizzazz. All right. So I'm going to walk you through my collection of watches to date. And again, the watch game really started off for me as a kid. My mom used to buy me watches, so I used to like the Armitron brand of watches. Everybody was, wearing the Casio, the G-Shock, but Armitron was my brand for a long time. And then I graduated, and then when I was a teenager, I got into stuff like, Seiko, that sort of a thing. Casio again was another big brand that was out there at the time. So shout out to Casio and then Citizen. But one of my favorite watch brands, which I told you about in the last video, is Bulova, and that really stemmed from my dad. So I have mostly Bulova watches in my collection. I like more of a sporty model. These days I'm tending towards a rubber strap. I like stuff like rose gold when it comes on to, the main frame of the watch. The dial, usually I like a fluted dial. I like automatic or skeleton dials. So I'm going to share to you some of the stuff in my collection now. So right here I have a very rare and vintage Bulova. This one was actually damaged, but this timepiece was actually handed down to me by my father, right? And so this is a unique timepiece here from Bulova in that it's a 2 time zone, and of course it does have the tachometers and the chronographs involved in this, and it is a calendar watch, as you can see from here. Some years ago it got a crack, and I went to the then Aquasol, which is now Walter Fletcher Beach in Montego Bay, I think. I may stand corrected, but it did get some damage here, so there is some rusting and moving parts. So I'm hoping to restore this one day. But what's unique is that on the bracelet or on the band, there's a second watch here. There's a smaller watch, and can just zoom in to show you here. So this is a full watch. So this is a watch on a watch right here, people. Right, so just zooming in on this classic Marine Star with a second time zone, which is actually a full watch on the band. All right, so this one is actually a very nice timepiece. Haven't seen one really like it. It's classic, and it does have the clasp, deployment in terms of, securely fastening your watch here. So this stainless steel Bulova timepiece Marine Star is one of my favorites. All right, and of course the second time zone still does work. It uses a quartz movement, so that means it's battery operated. All right, so most of these budget luxury watches do operate of Japanese movement, and it does use a battery, but they look great. They're statement pieces, really. So I don't want you guys to confuse, buying a watch to tell the time, because as one of my jewelers done by Colors told me one time, shout out to Jimmy from Color Diamonds, is if you want to tell the time, you have a mobile phone to do so. A watch is really a luxury item. A watch is really a statement piece or a timepiece. It's not really necessary, so be careful how you spend your money on them. So some persons, depending on the type of watch that you buy or the watchmaker that you buy, they do appreciate over time. Some watches appreciate more than others, like Rolex, Patek Philippe, Audemars Piguet, or even Richard Mille. And some watch brands don't appreciate as much, so be careful how and when you buy your watches. So the next watch that I want to show you is one of my favorites. This was actually the first watch that I purchased, and believe it or not, guys, this watch is over 12 years old, and I'm gonna do a zoom in for you to see here. So of course it does have the chronograph, it does have the certified diamonds on it. It's a nice two-tone black polished watch with stainless steel in between on the band, and of course, as you can see here on this dial right here, this green dial in this arch, it does facilitate for you telling time in a second time zone, right? And of course it does have a calendar. So this is a very elegant watch, one of my favorite watches, very dressy, nice clasp deployment here, and it's concealed, so when you actually shut it, nobody knows it's flush like that, right? Very, very, very nice timepiece. As I said, this was one of the first watches that I bought in Ochi from Color Diamonds, and I overspent on this watch. The first time I saw this watch on sale in 2012, it was for $700 US, and it was a really hard buy, but I wanted this watch so bad. And I remember me and my mom went down to Colors, and I finally got this watch. And I'm telling you guys, when I bought this watch back in 2012, I felt like a millionaire. I'm telling you. So it's really nice. Again, if you're into black watches, just gonna give you another close-up on it. The video doesn't do it justice, but really and truly, just to slip it onto the hand and let you see what it might look like. Here we go. And if you have on a nice suit, it's a different type of vibe, you know what I mean? And the diamonds do glisten in the sun, all right? Shine bright like a diamond. All right, so I'm gonna put up this watch now, and I'm gonna move on to another Marine Star that I had. And this one I actually got as a wedding gift. Shout out to Auntie Colette who made this possible. So back in 2016, I really was searching online for a statement piece, something for my wedding, something big, something bold. And so I have the Marine Star here in rose gold tone. A lot of people think that this watch looks like the Big Bang Hublot watch. It does kind of have a very similitude, because on the bezel you can see these indicator marks. A lot of people confuse it with the Hublot Big Bang watch, but it is a Bulova, guys. It does have the chronograph, it does have the calendar, and it has a mixed dial where it has markings for the hours, but then it has Roman numerals on it as well. So I'm going to zoom in on this one, if you guys can see here, so you can get a better look to see what this watch actually looks like. So it's really beautiful. It's big, so for somebody who has a bigger wrist, somebody who has a bigger hand, it's something that when you wear this watch, it's definitely a statement piece. You have it on, people are going to notice it because it's really big, it fits really well, and it is a diver's watch. You can dive in it as well as swim with it. Been through many escapades, maiden key, lime key, swimming, snorkeling, diving, you name it. This watch is a utilitarian watch, very tough. Can wear this watch every day, looks great. You can dress this watch up and you can dress it down. So this Marine Star hits it for me, one of my favorites. And of course the black rubber strap. Over the years I've contemplated changing the color of the strap, but the black rubber strap really does look good. All right, great. So, of course, I'm going to take a little break and I'm going to talk about some of the watches that I have uh, based on my wife's collection of watches. So, of course, I'm a Bulova guy, so I'm going to hit up my wife with some Bulova as well. So, this one is a nice piece, very classy, very sexy and chic, something that you can wear to the country club, something that you can dress up, something that you can go out on a casual date, horseback riding, you name it. It is rose gold tone, and the dial, if you look closer here, I'm going to see if I can get a close up for you. It is actually mother of pearl, right? I don't know if you can see that right there. So yeah, so it's a mother of pearl dial, and the hour and the minute and the second indicators plated in rose gold tone. Of course, along with the mother of pearl dial, which is a very nice touch, it does have certified diamonds as well, and certified pink leather strap. It's a very cute watch, right? So this is definitely one for the collection, guys. As I said, I'm a huge fan of rose gold watches, and so even as I'm going through my watch collection right now, I'm going to tell you about some of my dream watches in a little bit. So that's just to show you some of her drip. She also likes Movado, of course. She's not really big into rose gold as myself. She's more of, a platinum or even like a sterling silver or silver tone. So this one isn't platinum. This is stainless steel, silver, of course. And this little one here, I don't know if you can see it, it has a mother of pearl dial as well. And of course, classic mother of pearl here in this museum. Nice little bracelet watch. Of course, more elegant, more je ne sais quoi, more, something you wear when you have a function. Not too big, not too fussy. Very simple and elegant here. So just showing you a little bit into her watch collection right there. The next piece I want to show you is a special piece to me. It's actually a Citizen Echo Drive, and this is actually a very special watch. It's one of my favorite watches. It's very bold, even though it's a female watch. As a male, if you do wear it, even though it's very small, it has a tiny face, you do get a little bit of a pop on it. And this is one of the last gifts that I bought for my mom before she passed off. And so sometimes I do wear it as a keepsake, as a reminder. It looked great on her. I always love when she wore it. And this Echo Drive, by the way, is definitely driven by the power of life. I don't want to say the power of the sun, but yes, it's driven by the power of the sun. So once there is any light, like the light in the room, the light in the house, sunlight, this watch does not stop. It goes and it goes and it goes and it goes. So I'm going to see if I can get a zoom in for you here. Not very clear, but this is the Citizen Echo Drive, and of course there's a male version to it. But I do wear this watch as a solo watch at times, even though it has a small face. I love it, and as I say, it has very special meaning to me. There's some novelty watches in. These aren't really luxury watches in, but Father's Day, you have to get a little something from your son. So I got this watch from my son on, I think, my second Father's Day. And I also got this nice wood tone watch. I'm going to zoom in here on another Father's Day, you know what I mean? So anytime I want to just go casual in dad mode, wearing a nice big dad shirt, this watch is something that I definitely will dress up in a nice casual day on the boardwalk or just walking on the plazas or anything like that. Dad watch, definitely from the son. Big up to my son right now, all right? And his mom, who so ably helped him get those two watches for me. All right, so moving back into some more of my watch collection. I mean, of course, one of my dream watches has always been in the big four. I do like the Rolex, and the Datejust Oyster Perpetual is one of them that I do love. Could have a little drip on it here. Of course, this is a replica. I'm not in the habit of buying fakes or a replica, but this is a replica in yellow gold tone. Normally Rolexes come standard. in 18 karat gold. That's why they cost so much. By the way, the bracelet is usually 18 karat gold. Back in the day, they used to come as 14 karat gold, if I'm not mistaken. But that's really what you really paying into. They're very heavy, and this one does have the presidential link, even though it's a replica. I bought it from a friend of mine who was just selling watches and wanted a support, but it's not bad. So this is a Datejust. So I do have this one. I do wear it from time to time. My son actually loves this watch. He likes gold stuff, so he's always like, "Daddy, wear the golden watch." But in Rolex though, I would probably want something like a Yatch Master with a Oyster Flex band, probably a little drip or a little bust down diamond on the bezel. Nothing too fancy, just simple. Also, I like the day dates, but of course, if I was going to do a day date or if I was going to do a Datejust in the Rolex, I'd probably do one with a chocolate dial, and I would definitely do it in Ever Rose Gold, as they call their rose gold from Rolex, 18 karat Ever Rose Gold. Okay, so another watch that I do have on my listing is, of course, you have to have your two-tone classic museum dial Movado watch. This is a very nice watch, very elegant, always a statement piece, always an eye catcher. Very big, nice bracelet, and the clasp are concealing, so it fits very nicely. It fits very flush whenever you have it on. You can't tell where the deployment starts or ends, and it's just an overall nice classic two-tone watch, stainless steel and gold Movado. I usually wear this one on some casual outings. This one is a nice watch to dress up, nice big face with the classic gold museum dot, shiny. Keep them shiny. You can see your face in the museum. You see what I'm saying? So this is one of the watches that I usually wear on special occasions. Can't say that it's one of my favorite watches, but whenever I want to make a statement, whenever I want to enter the room and have like a wow piece, and I got it to actually match my wedding band. So this was actually an anniversary gift from my wife as well. So big up and shout out to the wife there. So you have seen the movie. Now, one of the things is that Movado watches are reasonably inexpensive. You have different levels to it, but Movado say that it's the art of time. They say it's a boss's watch because, of course, it doesn't have any dial on it. Some people find it very difficult to tell the time because there are no hour indicators on it. So the boss doesn't need to know what time it is. It's a boss. You're on his clock or you're on his watch. So yeah, Movado is the boss's watch, and maybe in the future I will get another one, a more of a sporty model, maybe like a Movado Bold, or I see a sapphire plated one. It looks blue in color, and of course you do have some chocolate colored Movados out there. Some of them with the leather strap are actually looking good these days. Don't like Movados with the chronograph. There's a sapphire synergy Movado, if you guys are into that you can check out as well, with a big dot, white hour and minute indicators. That one is good. And of course you can definitely look at the Movado Sapphire series in a black PVD finish, or they have the mirror museum dial, which looks excellent, but you can expect to pay upwards of $2,000 for that one because it has appreciated. So one of the reasons, as you can see, I have quite a bit of watches in my collection, and when I have sum total them all, they've actually come up very close to the price of the Rolex that I do want to buy. And so that's one of the reasons why I have decided against buying more budget luxury watches, because yes, I have a watch for every day of the week basically, but at the same time I have a goal of wanting to buy my Ever Rose Gold Rolex with some diamond indicators on the dial for the hour markers, and of course I do want the presidential band as well. Now something like that is definitely going to cost upwards of 40,000-50,000 US based on this current market. So one of the things I want to say to you is that whenever you go to buy your watches, you want to make sure that it's certified. to make sure you're buying through a certified Swiss or Rolex dealer. In Jamaica, I believe the authorized Rolex dealer is Bijou. You can shout out to Vinny if you're in Kingston. You can check him. They also have some nice watches. They have some Omegas there, and you can get stuff special order. Another watch brand that is really popular and trending. It's not my favorite, but it's Hublot. It's an American watch brand that is a luxury watch. You can expect to pay starting price upwards of 10. They have some nice Cartier watches there for men, starting at $12,000. Cartier watches are nice as well. Maybe I'll add one of those to the collection as time goes by. But as I said, I'm taking a break from buying budget luxury watches so that I can actually save up and buy more statement luxury timepieces as time goes by and as I get older. So that's one of the reasons. That's the main reason why I decided that I'm going to stop buying budget pieces and just save up, and maybe every 3 years or so get a nice piece, because I still want Jacob & Co. 5 time zone. I do want a Cartier tank or one of the rotund Cartiers. I do want Rolex Yatch Master. That's definitely going to be in the collection. And I do want an Omega Seamaster. And of course, I do not so much, but because of the prestige that it carries, I want an AP watch. And they have a lot of new fancy dials which you can check out. And definitely one of these pieces have to have a tourbillon movement, which is the most complicated and complex movements that a watchmaker can actually put in. So not a big fan of Patek Philippe, and I know a lot about them, but I won't speak on them because naturally I don't have the watch to tell you about or review. But I do also like one other watch which is very sporty, reminds me of the Bulova. Underrated watch brand, but it's a classic Swiss watchmaker, Ulysses Nardin. They have the X Blast and the X Blast in rose gold, guys. Bro, I'm gonna see if I can get a picture to insert into this video to show you later down the line. The Ulysses Nardin X Blast is, bro, you need to see that. So the last watch that I want to show you is actually a watch I got for myself in the pandemic. So I was working really hard in the pandemic. This one is actually a nice statement piece. I get a lot of compliments whenever I wear this watch. So it's a Bulova automatic movement, rose gold, and the rubber strap right through. Every time I wear this watch I get compliments. It has a nice shiny bezel, and of course it's just unique into even where the gears are located, the skeleton dial and all of these things. And I get stopped all the time to ask, yo, is that a Rolex? That watch is really hot. Both men and women, they love this watch. This watch is there. So this is one of my favorite daily watches here. You can dress it up, you can dress it down, you can swim with this watch, but I don't swim with this one. This is strictly my dry land watch. So guys, I hope you like me going through this review of the watches that I do have. I told you some of the watches that I do like. And so remember, watches are luxury items. In some cases they can be assets, but in some cases they can be liabilities. And most of the watches that do appreciate over time are from the big four, like the Rolex, the Patek Philippe, Audemars Piguet, and even Richard Mille. But notwithstanding, there's some Movados, some Bulovas, even some watch brands like Tag or Tissot that, you know, they do appreciate over time. But those watches are really not my thing. Omega is another watch that will appreciate over time. But guys, just be careful. All right, just showing you how this one actually looks on the wrist. It looks pretty nice, doesn't it? So guys, over and out from your favorite financial advisor. Hope you like this video that I shared today with my watch collection. Please like, subscribe, and share and comment. Thank you. Over and out from your favorite financial advisor. Just a different flavor and style for you today. All right, big up yourself. One love.